Yeah.
Hey, folks, it's Friday morning.
Hey, everybody.
How's it going?
It's me, John.
And Mark.
With
John.
Yeah, there we go.
Doing.
That's good.
Yeah,
we
we're
got a lot
doing.
to talk about in terms of releases today.
Yeah, well, like it's all going to be Age of Sigmar focused for a bit.
Hey, John.
Yep.
Because we have Legions of Nagash and Malimportance coming out tomorrow. So sometime during the stream, you'll see either me, David, or Mark frantically run to the back to pick up the shipment. Probably not David. Yeah.
I'll
So
frantically run to point.
yeah, just point and say, "You guys pick that up." So it's a big day for Death in general. I'm just going to leave it there.
Hashtag Brandon Morgan has the flu.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone pay your respects to Brandon Morgan. He's got the flu. So
Carry on the fine tradition of changing armies every
Yeah.
2 weeks.
no, did you see what my tribute is? To
I love it.
Okay,
Yeah, it was
good.
It
Yeah, so every month on the month, I'm going to put a model from a different faction on Brandon's tombstone. So anyways, in the theme of death, Age of Sigmar gets a whole new set of rules. So this is for Rattlebones, Night Haunts, and
Soulblight.
Soulblight. Yeah,
Yeah.
Soulblight's the vampires. I can never remember what the vampires' names are. So it all comes out Saturday, which is great because it coincides with our Age of Sigmar tournament.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Planned it.
Yeah, right? Like, it's all
Totally.
working together. So yeah, this is all this weekend. The release has a lot of new stuff in it. Between those two books, we're also getting new dice, campaign cards or malimportance cards for the actual campaign, and then the 4 new characters from that campaign. So
Yeah.
we have the Varus Starstrike, the kind of
Stormcast,
the Stormcast
Astronomer.
Yeah, Stormcast Astronomer. Thank you. We have
Something Stink Mullet.
yeah, Stink Mullet.
Yeah.
Let's do Stink Mullet.
Yeah.
He's the fungoid cave shaman.
Yeah.
So he's kind of the
It looks insanely good.
yeah, no, the model's gorgeous, but he's the fortune teller
Yeah.
for the Destruction clans. We have the what's the name of the
The Corn Lady.
yeah, well, she's a Dracoth
Yeah, so
chieftain.
basically a barbarian chieftain who's leading chaos forces
Yeah.
into the
Isn't
realm
it
of death.
Mardrak?
Huh?
Mardrak?
Yeah, it's something like that. I can't remember her name, but I really like her because it gets kind of chaos back to that Conan the Barbarian feel.
Exactly.
So it's less centric on these gods pouring into reality and more about like
Just guys that don't want to be part of order. Really,
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess,
So
is the big
like
thing.
they worship the values that the chaos gods represent. So like fighting or excess or change or
Yeah,
whatever.
So just nomadic raiding tribes.
Yeah,
And then the last one is the oh my god.
the Knight of Shrouds.
That's right.
So he was a guy who was given the opportunity to be a Stormcast, and he gave Sigmar the big middle finger, and he's just like, nah, Nagash has made me a better deal.
Yeah.
And so now he's a lieutenant in the Undead Army.
I would definitely like to see Nagash try to make his own version of Stormcast.
Yeah.
Really. Just like, all right, you know what? Sigmar can do it, so can I. I'm
Yeah.
a
Well,
badass god of death. Let's do
So
this.
I think the Morghast Archive are kind of like that.
Yeah,
um,
true.
So of course, like Nagash does it bigger, right? Like he's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, these puny little Stormcasts. I'm gonna drop down these giant skeleton winged knights, which look amazing.
I love those things.
Yeah, so they're getting a re-release during this as well. So they're just getting new packaging and new
Yeah.
bases and things like that. So,
And new zombies, not new
And-
zombies. New
Yeah.
packaging. for
yeah,
zombies.
and then zombies are getting new packaging. So like round bases and all that. We also are seeing the re-release of one of the terrain sets,
Yeah.
which is the War Scryer Citadel.
Ooh, yeah.
It's supposed to go along with Varus Starstrike. He's
Are they adding to it? Like either
no. It's the same kit, but they're adding rules to it,
Okay.
right? For Age of Sigmar, and it was something that they weren't producing for a while. So it's reboxed, new rules coming out. I'd love to see it here painted up for the store. It's a really nice looking piece of terrain. So yeah, all this comes out this Saturday. Like I said, we're getting our shipment in just probably an hour or so. So we should hopefully be able to show off those models for you.
Is
But
that
if
the
you
new
guys
Daughters of Cain stuff?
No, Daughters of Cain, we still don't have a release date for. We're expecting to see probably something on Monday in regards to the release. but nothing's guaranteed until we actually get it from Games Workshop because that's how their release system works.
Yeah.
We get basically like a 2-week heads up. Like, we get a pretty vague idea of what's coming out down the line. Like, we saw from the LVO, the Daughters of Cain, the new Necrons, the 3 new codexes for Tau Necrons and Drukari. And then there's a new box set coming out with his Necrons versus Admech, with which have new models.
Yeah.
But we don't currently have the dates for those. Like, we'll get those in a little bit. So hold on to your hats.
Hold on to your butts.
Yeah, hold on to your butts, guys. The Daughters of Cain will be coming in just a little bit, probably mid to late February, because I think all March is going to be 40K with all these new codexes and all that. So, yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so March should be those 3 codexes plus the new box set. Yeah.
You mean
and we're probably going to get a couple
I'll
extra.
get my Drukari codex?
Yeah, you will. We don't know exactly when, but sometime soon.
You got to improvise the rule stuff.
Yeah.
I think
Whose line is that anyway? Really?
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't understand that reference, there was a big old debacle at the tournament.
What?
That's what you're talking about, David, right?
No, I'm talking about Drew Carey hosting Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah. He used to be the host of that show.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the tournament where the 2 players were like playing
I have no
weird
idea what
custom rules.
No, we were just making reference because Drukari sounds like Drew Carey,
Yeah.
and the price is right. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's now the host. He just moves around.
No, he's not the host anymore.
No, he is.
He
Bob
is.
Barker hired.
No, he's not the host of Price Right anymore. Oh no, sorry. What's
David, are
Brady.
you okay?
Brady? No, what's his name? Not Tom Brady.
Steve Harvey.
Wayne Brady.
The
Wayne
Wayne
Brady.
Brady.
Yeah.
I thought he's the host of it.
Price is right. No,
Yeah.
no. He's got his own thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I think Wayne Brady has his own show. Like, I think he has like an actual like music show because he's really good at singing.
But
I'm gonna check David for a temperature.
that's why I do. I actually love Whose Line Is It Anyway.
Yeah, no. I grew up on that show. So John, can you please make a Drew Carey Archon for your Drukari?
Oh, he's the host of Let's Make a Deal.
yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
No music whatsoever.
Well,
That's
he
why
also
you're off
is,
camera, David, so you can use your phone.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, good.
Well, I think Games Workshop has definitely learned that their 40K crowd is a little less patient than their Age of Sigmar, so they're definitely not going to do a malign portents version of
Right.
40K releases. They're just going to say like, all right, 2 weeks out, here's your books. Don't yell at us.
God, yeah.
But the orcs don't have to wait because they get nothing.
Yeah, the orcs get nothing. No, like it.
Yeah.
I'm very sad about that. When will orcs get our codex? Because I want to get into an orc army.
So orcs are like the rumors are pointing towards June with like a massive release of orcs. Like there should be a new box game coming out in the summer. Usually Games Workshop will do like 2 big box games, one in the summer and then like a specialist one in November.
Don't tease me.
So once again, we don't know if it will be 100% orcs, but it will be probably something orcs.
Yeah.
Like new sculpts for the boys.
We don't know.
Oh god, that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, it would be fantastic if Games Workshop did that. I expect a redesign similar to like the Primaris, where they're going to come out with a new breed of orcs.
Knob Maris.
Yeah, which will invalidate all of the old orc models, but will say, like much like the Iron Jaws when they came out for Age of Sigmar. It's just like, hey, we're bigger, tougher orcs.
Well, I think they did a good job of not invalidating the other orcs.
Yeah.
Like you still have the Ard Boys as like a supplement, and then even the Savage orcs are still basically their own thing.
Yeah,
All
and
the
when you
boys
put them
have
all
a place.
together,
Yeah.
they still look like a cohesive army, just the same way as the Marines and the Primaris Marines. But I expect when they finally get to orcs is that they're going to do something similar to that. I think Games Workshop has gotten a much better grasp on design, not only for like the concepts of a model, but also on how to make those models look effective on the tabletop. So
Yeah, it's gonna.
So yeah, it's something that we are going to definitely look forward to. Like it might get me to play orcs. Like I originally wanted to convert some of the Ironjaw orcs over to 40K as the snake bites.
Well,
so,
then they would make great mega knobs in the power armor. But
exactly.
I think hilarious thing though is that orcs tend to build things out of scrap from other cultures.
Yeah.
I think they should do the same thing with the book, as it just like they rip pages out of other people's books and just glue it into their own and then write over the
paste
words.
the repulsor tank.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
It's like, here's a rhino, and just like sharpied out all the things that say Space Marine. And
Yeah. No, so they can do a whole lot with the orcs. The nice thing is a lot of these factions that they haven't really talked a lot about in the Dark Imperium, since the Eye of Terror split open, is they're pretty much free to do whatever they want with it and explain it that way.
Yeah. What I find crazy is 40K, like, you know, everything's deep rooted in mysterious science and technology no one understands. But a lot of times, like, for example, the Imperial Guard, you look at them and you say, all right, these are humans. They're always going to be humans. Like, this is 40,000 years or whatever in the future, and they're still just like us.
Yeah.
But then you look at Space Marines and you're like, all right, so they've been genetically engineered. Then you look at Primaris Marines as they've taken a step further. But the thing is, like, orcs, no matter what, will always be like, whatever you just say there, like they grow bigger. The more they fight, the bigger they grow.
Yeah.
It's like, cool. That explains why, you know, these new models are bigger. Let's just say they've been fighting more since the Eye of Terror split open and created the void.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they've had to fight.
They've already mentioned super orcs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, so super orcs were back in 30K. Beast Arises. And so I would love if the Primaris version of orcs are just called super orcs.
I would like them to wear the same armor too. It's just like super tight around the waist. Like,
super
orcs. Yeah.
Sporks.
Oh god.
Yeah. It's a Meganob in Meganob armor, but it's like 3 times bigger than a Meganob. So it's just like you see a plate here, just like all the skin showing and like a cracked open helmet.
So be excited because they'll probably be sometime this summer. Once again, like that's all speculation and don't hold us to it. Like we have no contact in Games Workshop who's ever going to give us a spoiler.
No.
But if Games Workshop wants to reach out to us, you can.
Yeah, absolutely. If you ever want to like do a talk show with John, or you know, come down, have a powwow with David, sit by a fireside, have a nice chat. David can ask you about Warhammer Fantasy Battles.
Drive over from the Warhammer Cafe in Texas.
Just so you know, after you lose your job for spoiling it to us, I don't think we have room here for you.
Yeah, no. But
we'll just hide your face and use a voice modulator.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It'll be good.
We'll just make it sound like he's an orc.
Yeah. John,
always go on to spoil us.
I already have that actually on my computer.
Oh, good.
It's already there. I can make you guys sound really funny.
Sound effects on these streams?
We wanted to get a soundboard going for one of the streams. I can't remember what it was.
Just fart noises.
Yeah.
Well, we should definitely do potato.
Oh yeah.
Potato.
This is all stuff that's speculatively coming out. We also saw in that one video about a week or two ago when they unveiled the squat guide that Sisters of Battle might be coming soon. Or, in my mind, I think Games Workshop is literally trolling you, and I don't think Sisters of Battle will be out until the end of the year. So, yeah. With Games Workshop, we're talking all about that, and Age of Sigmar. We do have our first Age of Sigmar tournament for the year coming up tomorrow. It's 1,000 points. It's really easy to build up an army, come and play. It'll be a great way to meet the community and hopefully get you guys coming here to play some casual games and some other things like that. Me and Mark are both going to be playing in it.
Yep. I'm going to bring Iron Jaws, half painted.
Yeah. It's fine. I'm going to have a Zangor army with, I think, 1 fully painted model in it. No, 2.
Shaman?
Yeah, it's the Shaman and the Mutilith Beast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tyler.
Yeah. I'll paint my own stuff someday.
Oh, you did a great job.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If you guys are interested in Age of Sigmar or want to compete in the tournament, come in tomorrow morning. Even if you guys don't want to play in it, come watch the games. It's a lot of fun, and I'd love for people to check it out and actually get exposed to, how it plays and all that. Because a lot of people
Can you still hear me?
Yeah. It's definitely a game where when I see it played, there's typically a lot more laughing going on.
Yeah,
about how things just turn.
Yeah. I don't think you can ever get too competitive with Age of Sigmar, and if you are, you're not doing it right.
Really.
It's like it's a game designed to be fun because at the end of the day, like a game can come down to a dice roll, so like don't Don't overinvest in it.
Hey, you want to discuss the double turn thing that they changed?
So they just had an FAQ for the order factions. They reduced, they changed one of the the Seraphon abilities, to basically prevent them from guaranteeing double turns with the Engine of the Gods, which is really good because
double turns are effective.
Yeah, double turns are effective, and it needs to be pretty random.
And so to explain real quick for those of you that don't know, a double turn is when you go second in the previous turn and you win initiative on the next turn, so that basically you ended the last turn and began the next turn. So you have basically 2 times that you can do.
Yeah, so at the end of each round, you guys will roll initiative again to see who gets first and then who gets second.
Yeah.
It's one of the core features of Age of Sigmar.
But when you guarantee that, it's harsh.
Yeah. So it's a random effect normally. Like there's no way to even affect that dice roll outside of what Seraphon used to be able to do. But now you don't have to worry about it. It's always going to be random.
You call the dots over U in German.
Umlaut.
Umlauts.
There's 2 umlauts?
No, it's umlauts. It's 2 dots.
Oh.
Yeah, there's never
it looks like a really big
dot.
smiley face.
Yeah.
Shit, I think I'm taking a lot of medication.
For those who don't know, David is sitting off screen teaching himself German.
What?
Yeah.
You.
It looks like a big smiley face.
That is a big smiley face. Good job.
Ear to ear. That's a Joker smile right there.
Yeah. So yeah, we have the tournament going on this Saturday. So please, guys, check out Age of Sigmar. Come fight my Birdmen.
Yep.
And so with that, we're going to until Games Workshop arrives in the back, which it's not yet. We're going to talk a little bit about what's coming out from Privateer Press.
CID.
Yes. So once again, to reiterate, CID is Community Integrated Development. It's basically a beta test for new models coming out. And this one is focusing on Khador, which is Steampunk Russia. And not only is it Steampunk Russia's CID cycle, but it's their Mana War.
Yeah.
Mana War is one of their units that is basically a human stuffed inside of a steam-powered armor. So it's like super tanky, slow-moving guys that kind of ponder through the battlefield, but they're hyper-resilient, and they pack a wall up when they finally get to you.
Yeah. So one thing to know about them, though, is Khador is not a resource-rich country when it comes to certain things. Yeah.
Yeah, if you think about it, it's basically
Siberia,
a waste. Yeah.
So they might have certain things that are under tons of frozen dirt, but good luck getting to that.
Right.
But for them, like whenever they have the ability to make a warjack, unlike the other countries, they're like, why would we waste it on something small? We go big.
Yeah.
And so we're like, well, we still need to have a smaller one. Why don't we just use a person instead of this rare material that we have trouble finding?
Right. Yeah.
So they just stuff people inside these warjack suits.
Yeah, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
So you get all the benefits of a warjack, which is like their big steam automatons, but it's powered by a person, so they get to have the intelligence of a human being.
Yeah.
So they can kind of move and act freely on their own, and they don't have to be constantly commanded to do things like their big steam golems. The Mana War have been in the game since the original iteration of the game. That's actually what got me to start playing Khador, was the Mana War. This was all the way back in 2004. It was one of the first miniature games I got into. So this CID cycle in general has me really excited because it's solely focused on this unit that got me playing this game for the last, feels like 15 years.
Yeah.
I think it's almost 15 years now. So
how do you go from man in an iron suit to gator?
So Gatormen have been in the fluff for forever.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to play them as an army, but they didn't exist as an army until 2010. So the moment Gators came out in 2010, I literally sold off everything that wasn't a Gator and only played Blindwater Congregation. I picked up a few factions here and there, like we started Grimkin.
Yeah.
I played Dwarves and all that, but it's always been Gators. Like generally the thought process comes down is like, well, I don't have that much time to play a game. Would I want to play a game with something new or play with Voodoo Creole Gatorman?
Yeah.
So it was always Voodoo Creole Gatorman.
And now they're making your faction every day more and more.
Yeah.
So, more and more of a powerhouse to deal with.
Correct. Yeah. They just got finished with the release cycle from the Gatorman CID. So the rest of the models come out throughout February, but those are all gorgeous. But now I'm finally playing more War Machine by a huge stretch. So I'm hopefully going to have enough time to play a different faction like Khador, and get back into the Man of War. So you guys should see some games, battle reports with me playing with at least Company of Iron with Man of War for a little bit until a lot of the new stuff comes out.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited about it. Also, stay tuned for Pink Streams, which I'll probably be working on Man of War. And I might put up some test schemes, like, what you guys think should be my color scheme for Khador. I'm currently thinking Fifth Border Legion.
No, that's always good. It's got green.
But the problem is Fifth Border Legion is green and red.
Yeah.
Which my Gatormen are green and red. So I might want to do something different. So,
I don't see a problem with that.
Stay tuned. Maybe I'll do something different. Maybe I'll do black armor or go with the snow theme, the white armor with the red accents. So
would you take Beast 09? It's cheaper.
So if I'm running Sorsha, so one of the Warcasters is now in Man of War armor. She can take Beast 09. So
essentially Samus, except it's a side slung cannon instead of just
Russian steampunk Samus Aran from Metroid
with
that's
sickle
coming
hammer
out.
and an arm cannon.
It looks really cool. So if you guys haven't seen the Khador CID, I'll be posting up a lot of the concept art on our forums today. But you guys can always go to cid.privateerpress.com. You register. You basically become a beta tester at that point. So you can leave feedback. You can talk about what lists you're thinking about running or how you feel about individual models in general. And it allows you to affect how these models are going to come out with the final rules and all that. So.
It's actually very funny that with the CID, they looked at all the older Man of War models and said, no changes.
Yeah.
But then they also stated that, but that's going to probably change as well.
Correct,
We just want to see how they work with the new stuff and tell us, and we'll see what we can do to make those models either better, or maybe they need to be worse. Maybe the other models buff them too much. So, but right now, the old Man of War models are basically the same.
Yeah.
But we're willing to see what's going to happen to those.
Yeah. So the running joke with Man of War right now, because they're so slow, is they've come here to do two things: kick ass and chew bubble gum. And they're all out of, oh God, I lost that scenario. So it's one of those things with the CID. Everyone's asking for a little bit more speed buff so they don't lose. They can actually get to an objective by the time the game ends.
Maybe they all need advanced deployers.
Yeah, we don't know, and we'll see how this goes in the future with Man of War CID.
But they did mention what their battle engines have the capability to advance move in theme or something like that.
Something like that. I can't remember. I think it's battle engines get to advance move, but so it's a pretty. There's a whole lot of new rules coming out for it, and it's a really exciting time for War Machine when they do this stuff. Because one, you get to get a little bit of insight into development for miniature games, and so if that's something that interests you, like War Machine doesn't have to be your game of choice, but if you're interested in making your own miniature game, or even just on how miniature games are made, check out the CID. See the iterations of the models from week to week, and sometimes there's a big drastic change where they're like, hey, this rule didn't work at all, let's toss it out. And put in this new rule. And sometimes even the community creates new rules for the models. The territorial rule for the Dracodile was made by a member of the community.
Huh.
Wow.
So it wasn't even a staff member that came up with it. Someone in the community was like, why not this rule? Like, it doesn't make sense for this giant crocodile to be chasing down tiny meals. He wants something big, something meaty. They changed the rule to change his preferred food source to be large models. So it's kind of cool. It's one of those.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always a big War Machine fan. I will always tell people to give War Machine a shot. Yeah. It is an incredibly fun game, tactically diverse, and has a long history of badass models and really cool fluff. Yeah. And apparently no one knows about the fluff all that much. So I might have to do a fluff podcast.
I think so.
So if you guys are interested in War Machine fluff, I might be doing that for you guys soon. So just let me know. I'll get to reading and writing notes, and then you guys can correct me 6 months after I post the video.
It's the best time to correct somebody.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that's the exciting stuff coming out from Privateer Press. Check it out. We also have a whole new wave of releases coming out through February. One of the ones releasing today is those Croak Trapper models.
Oh, yeah.
So these adorable frogmen with nets are now available to anyone. They're actually really cool models. The sculpts are really good, and they're one-piece resin models, which blew me away.
Yeah, especially with the net.
Yeah, like the level of detail on them to just be popped out of a mold, ready to go is crazy. So, yeah, check that out. Oh, cool. We got one yes to the fluff. That's all it takes. I'll do a fluff podcast. I'll start from the beginning.
It's just like those posts, like one like and I start drinking, and the person likes their own post.
But yeah, all this cool stuff's coming out from War Machine, and with that, hopefully we see more people. The Journeyman League's coming to an end. We're about to end week 5 and going to week 6, and after week 6, we're going to be having a 75-point tournament on the 24th of February. So that's a pretty exciting time. So if you guys are interested in playing that tournament or War Machine in general, get some practice games in, meet the community, come up here on a Thursday or even Saturdays to play War Machine and Hordes. Yeah.
Yeah. You can sign up for the tournament at playatgiga.com.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Please use that. We're moving over to a web sign-up form, so you guys don't have to call in the store. So all of our events should be listed. And with that, we should be putting up our GigaCon event for War Machine and Hordes that's happening in July. I just got approval for art assets for it. So we're going to be starting the concepting phase, and we're going to have some really cool T-shirts and widgets and tokens and all that sort of stuff. So check that out. GigaCon will be in July. It'll be a 2-day War Machine and Hordes tournament. And I see that Robert just joined the chat to miss my 15-minute spiel about Man of Wars. So Robert, just hit rewind and watch me gush about Man of War CID and Mark 2. So yeah. With that, John, how did your interview with the Warzone developers go?
Oh, it was great. Yeah. So Marshall, he is a couple hours away from me. I'm probably going to visit his store sometime. We'll do like streams and videos and stuff like that. He has a small store that's actually expanding, he said, which is great. It's similar to ours in that he does coffee, but I don't think he does food yet. I'm not sure he's going to offer that for a little while, though. He was definitely like, no beers right now. And I'm like, come on, Giga-Bites does it. You should do it, too. No. It's hard to beat Giga with our selection of beer, for sure. But it was a cool interview. And yesterday, I interviewed Uncle Adam from Tabletop Minions. So you can see that here on the Facebook page if you look at the videos section. And for some reason, it's stuck on processing on YouTube. So it won't, I have to link it, I guess. But you can't just like look at our channel on YouTube and find the video that I interviewed him. But he's such a cool guy. Like very, very, very cool. He has a new app called Game4, which Giga-Bites is on. We were one of the first stores in the country to have it or to be a part of it.
Real quick. Could you explain what Tabletop Minions is for those of you who...
Oh, yeah. So Tabletop Minions is a YouTube channel. And basically, Uncle, he started it, I want to say, in like 2008 or 2009 when he was getting back into miniatures. And the channel just grew and grew and grew as he was doing some different kind of videos. And eventually, he kind of got into this thing where he has a friend named Sam who does painting stuff. But he also does things like how to stay motivated and videos like that. And it currently has like 73,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, you should definitely do it. It's, all of his videos, they could be like 10 minutes long, but they feel like they're 2 minutes long. Whereas I sometimes ramble when I'm talking, like right now. He's just like on top of it. So in the interview, you could follow his whole train of thought just fine. It's great. So it's on YouTube at Tabletop Minions, all one word. The icon is a little TM, but he's awesome. And like I said, the app, it basically you can download it on iOS and Android, and it's literally just look up Game4, Gamefor, and you'll find it. And then you can look up all the different events that are coming up in the area, and you can also look for players, which is pretty cool. And we are currently a verified store, so you can see some of the events that we're hosting, like Saturday night board game nights on there already. It's pretty cool. Really neat guy.
Well, that's great. So for you, the interview process and all that, do you have any other interviews lined up coming up soon?
I put out a whole bunch of different feelers, so yeah, there will be. I'm trying to plan them out a little bit more so that there's a little more announcement time. With Adam, it's a matter of, he works and he's creating videos and stuff like that. So we just happened to have a good time yesterday. He's like, hey, are you available now? And I said, yeah, let's do it. So in the cases like that, it's a little short notice, but I want to start planning them out a little further ahead. I want to get in touch with anybody who is game designer, game developer, marketing for any of those companies, basically just so we can get more information on the inside of the industry. Because I know a lot of folks like me, I'm very curious about how it works. And as I interview people, we get more, and you know, it's really cool and enriching to hear the inside scoop, so to speak, about how games are created and etc. It's pretty fun.
Fantastic. You'll have to have a sit down with one of our own, Landon, to discuss his game that's coming out sometime in the near future.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm coming down in March, so we'll probably do it then.
Already know.
Yes. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh man, can we have that be our Facebook banner? David's taking screenshots of us in our most beautiful phases.
You with your eyes closed, me stretching back like this, and John just going.
My natural state.
Oh boy.
So all the Games Workshop, Jeremy asked a question if all the Games Workshop designers are in the United Kingdom. As far as I know, yes. All of the core designers are in the United Kingdom. However, there is a huge playtest community of Games Workshop games here in the States.
But that's in Tennessee, right?
Well, so Tennessee is their main headquarters, but a lot of the playtesters actually will be nationwide. So, you know, there's a playtest group in Tennessee. There's one on the West Coast, all that sort of stuff. It's spread out amongst all the gaming community. And I know we have some of the guys who playtested for Games Workshop, especially for the beginning of 8th edition, have come in and played here. But one of the big things about playtesting games and all that is that you can't really say anything about it until the company itself gives you approval. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ricky has a good thing. Slugfest Games, the Red Dragon Inn guys. With the amount of Red Dragon Inn that we sell, we should definitely try to give them a call and get them in here to talk about their games.
Where are they located?
Yeah, I'll reach out to them for sure.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
You, Ricky.
Yeah, and if anyone else has suggestions for interviews or if there's any games that you want to see a little bit more in terms of like how development goes, let us know and we'll try to make it happen. No promises on anything, especially with how like NDAs and things like that work with company. But we'll definitely try our best to at least get someone who is educated on the design process of that game to talk about it. So yeah. Oh, John, they're in Ohio. You should just go to the studio.
Yeah.
They are Slugfest?
Yeah, Slugfest is in Ohio.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'll make it happen.
Yeah, Blair, just walk in with your camera going.
Yep. I just have my phone up and do a live stream and be like, hey. Sure they wouldn't mind that at all.
No, not at all. So yeah, it's amazing to see where the gaming community's at. It's not all centralized in California, like video games and things like that. But it's pretty evenly spread throughout the country. So in here in Atlanta, we have Weird and Cool Mini or Not. In Ohio, apparently there's Slugfest Games plus several other game companies going on there.
Dust USA is a couple hours away from me.
Yeah. I know Chicago, Texas, all these game companies. It's really awesome for the gaming industry in general. The fact that you can pretty much pop up anywhere and have successful company, just
as long as your product is.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, like, it doesn't matter where you are for your product to be successful. It just depends on you, like the game, and what you design.
I redesigned a game War with cards. Why am I not successful?
Yeah, so it's one of those things. If you guys are interested in starting your own game or playtesting things like that, talking with these developers, catching a live stream, and being able to ask them questions, especially like how they got started or what made them take the jump from whatever job they had before into gaming, or even, maybe that was never a choice for them. Maybe it was always gaming, or like what was their break point? Like when did they break through and get there, and what they had to go through to get there. That's always a big thing, especially talking about doing your own business or anything in the entertainment industry in general. Is normally you have to go through a lot of hardships and a lot of trial and error before you are successful. Very rarely is it ever just, oh, hey, I did it. Like, like here's my first game. It's a multi-million-dollar hit. Gloomhaven. speaking of Gloomhaven, we still have, I believe, 2 boxes left here at the store. Oh, just
boy.
one. Excuse me. We're down to 1.
Wow.
I'm slightly ashamed that it's still here.
Nah.
I thought it would have been.
Well, we managed to get our hands on 6 more.
Yeah. Oh, 6 more?
Yeah.
Yeah. So from those 6, we're down to 1.
And there's 4 more I managed to get coming into.
Okay, cool. So
Because I'm a genius and a wizard at the same time.
yeah, so if you guys are still interested in Gloomhaven, we have 1 copy in the store today, and we might be getting 4 more in the near future. So definitely let us know. We won't be able to hold it unless it's paid, but
You don't want to pay $250 online first.
yeah, no, it's currently at $250 online. What are we selling it for right now, Dave?
175.
$175 here. Whole
Oh,
75.
yeah, it's a good deal.
So yeah, definitely check out Gloomhaven. It probably won't be around for long. We don't know when's the last time we're going to get a shipment in. We know, but we don't even know. Like they say, there's a reprint in May, but the last time they said that there's a reprint, it came out 6 months after that reprint anyway. So if you guys are interested, definitely check it out. So yeah.
Nice.
What else?
Cool. What else is
Yeah.
going on?
So Dust.
Yeah.
We,
Oh,
the
David,
Dust,
you got dust.
yeah, David did get Dust. David, when did you get Dust? Did you just like sneak out with some Dust models and never tell
Mark
anyone?
knows.
Yeah,
I got it.
for some time.
Actually, if anybody wants an Axis half. Yeah.
Oh, you split Zervagrad?
Yeah.
By split, took.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
took Zervagrad. Okay, so there's an Axis half of Battle for Zervagrad.
I'll take it.
I might want the lasers.
Yeah. No, you gotta take everything, Mark.
I want
Take it all.
lasers.
Take it
So
all.
the Dust League is ending up, and with that, Jim is getting T-shirts printed for everyone in the league.
Yeah.
There is a lot of options available. You can get a shirt in the color of your faction with Dust 1947 Atlanta on it. I think it's a front and back print.
I think it's just front.
Oh, just front. Okay, cool.
Jim betrayed me. It doesn't say Giga-Bites, huh?
Oh yeah, I should say Gigabits. Well, there's only so much Gigabit stuff that he can take back to France on account of the translation.
Sure. That's probably what he was thinking about.
So yeah, Dust League's ending up. We have T-shirt pre-orders available through the groups and the event page. So if you guys want to get some swag to represent yourself, everything's up there for pre-order. You guys
He didn't show the picture, but he added red for the Soviet.
yeah, he needs to add a purple for Mythos. Nah.
What about the? Well, I mean, green kind of encompasses the mercenaries.
Yeah.
As well.
It's green is Mercs. I think technically Mercs is like teal and yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow shirts. But yeah, so that's one of the features that's coming out for that for the Dust League, and we will be seeing more shirts coming out for a lot of our leagues in general. Chandler was able to make a 40K league shirt for Rob's campaign, so we'll need to get the final text and all that finalized on it, and we will get that posted up, and you guys can pick up shirts and basically support 40K at your favorite local game store.
What's that?
Giga-Bites. Giga-Bite. Oh, I'm not in my Giga-Bite shirt. You're in the Giga-Bite shirt. Yeah. Here comes David. So yeah, we will be having more shirts and things like that coming out, especially for all the games that we play. The Giga Champion shirts should be printed sometime soon.
Well, it's going to murder me for doing that.
Oh, yeah. Oh. So, yeah, if you guys are interested in being champions, we still have plenty of spots open. I know someone was interested in helping out with Shadespire coming up soon. We would love to get some more organized play for Shadespire, especially with the introduction of 2 new warbands coming out next week. The Spikeclaw Swarm and the
Fire Slayers.
Chosen Axe.
Yeah, the Chosen Axe. That's the name.
So not only can you play Shadespire with those 2 box sets, but they're also a character plus a unit. So I'm not sure if you saw that, but the main character from those warbands is a hero option.
Yeah.
And the unit is a unit option. And they'll have like synergies with each other, but you don't have to like take this cool character and just make it a unit choice.
I actually looked at the Fire Slayer cards though. It's neat. So each model.
Yeah.
Well, I guess technically not for Corn. Corn is like you lost this many guys, everyone gets flip. But for the Fire Slayers, is if they hold an objective, they get to flip.
Oh, cool. Because
gold. Yeah. It's like this is mine.
I'm not sure if you saw the Skaven. I like the Skaven one because if you target a Skaven with an ability, it flips.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So like,
but not an attack, just like a special.
I can't remember the type of card it needs to be, but if you target them with like an effect, they're like, it's Skaven, so like, and it could be friendly or enemy, but I think it has to be like a debuff of some sort kind of thing. So It might be an attack or whatever. So you can like attack your own dudes to flip them over if you need, kind of thing. So I think that's a pretty cool mechanic. So yeah, those guys are coming out next week. We'll have pre-orders going, and that'll also be the Orlok gang coming out. If anyone knows the fluff on the Orloks, I'm not super well versed in Necromunda background.
I thought they looked really cool.
Yeah, I mean they're kind of like the technology influenced biker gang looking dudes.
They seem like they're trying to be an organized military in gang form. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, so like they're pseudo military biker Mad Max looking dudes.
All IG dropouts or something like that.
IG dropouts.
One of the neat things about them is that they are unmodified humans. So like Goliath was the male faction from the starter box. They were all hulked out and steroid up and all that sort of stuff. Orloks are much more, humans with guns kind of faction. They might have some cybernetic augments, but it's like, I got my hand chopped off by a hulked out steroid dude, so I guess I'll get a robot hand. So check those guys out. We actually have a lot of pre-orders on them. And that's another thing that we need championed here in the store is Necromunda. We need someone to come up, set up Necromunda days and events and all that, because we have a lot of people that play. It's just no one knows when to come up and meet up for it. Yeah. So if you guys are interested in that, shoot us a message or come talk to us in the store. So yeah, those are what's coming out next week. And Ross is here. Ross has a Frostgrave League coming up. Nice. I believe it's 24th of February, so it's coming up soon. It'll be running Ghost Archipelago.
Oh, nice.
Which I'm super proud of myself for saying correctly the first time.
I still remember having that correct.
So yeah, Ghost Archipelago comes out, or not comes out. It has been out. It's in the Frostgrave rule set, but it is a warm tropical island dominated by snake men.
Yeah, you got those, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I did, but Kelly came in and he was wanting to run Ghost Archipelago with his sons in his gaming group, and he was like, "I really need Snake Man." And I was just like, "Well, these just came in." And he picked them up and he painted them gorgeously.
I haven't seen.
Yeah, he sent me some photos over. We put it in the Frostgrave group. They look great. So hopefully he gets to bring those guys out with the group that's happening in the 24th. So the 24th starts the Frostgrave campaign. It'll be a 6-week event. Ross will be running it. So please look at the event page. I believe it's posted up in the Frostgrave group. And if you have any questions, direct them to Ross or the store in general. We'll be able to help you guys out and get you playing. If you guys have never played Frostgrave, it's a really cool system. It's very much like Wartime. However, it focuses around a wizard and his warband.
Yeah.
So your lead character will be a wizard who gets to level up, learn spells, all that sort of stuff. But then you get to hire out mercenaries and nameless guys who can more or less take the bullet for your wizard and make sure that you get the treasure that you want. So in Ghost Archipelago, you are exploring this tropical island trying to find hidden artifacts and treasure to increase your wizardly power while fighting off other wizards. Yeah.
Sounds kind of like Skyrim.
Yeah. And bonus points for someone to make a wizard who has a staff made out of beer cans.
And folded beer boxes.
Yeah. So it's one of the cool things about Frostgrave is the fact that it has a model line, but it's not required to use. So you can use any models that you want.
Improvise. So, bring some fantasy models in that you've had stored in your closet.
Bring fantasy models. Use those new D&D Deep Cuts figures.
Yeah.
Take Kings of War stuff. Take War Machine stuff. It doesn't matter. You can use whatever models you want as long as it accurately represents what you want to play as.
Yeah.
I know that I didn't want to run a human warband, so I wanted to bring lizardmen and all that, and that's perfectly legal, so just make sure to check it out. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know a lot of folks, sometimes this can be hard to get into fantasy stuff, right? A lot of folks play the video games like Skyrim and whatnot, but fantasy for tabletop is great.
Absolutely. And it's Frostgrave in particular, like Frostgrave and Necromunda and a lot of these other like small skirmish games, they have that real progressive feel. It was the legacy game before legacy games were legacy games. So you basically get to have a character that progresses and levels up, and the story evolves, and the world changes as you do stuff. So it's not like a war game where, like, You guys set up your army, you fight it out, and the next game, you know, you do it over and over, no progression kind of thing. So if you guys like those RPG feels where you get to develop a character, check out Frostgrave, check out Necromunda, check out Gloomhaven, which is fantastic for it. So, yeah.
The thing is, you only really develop your wizard and apprentice. Like the mercenaries will always be.
Yeah, I mean, if someone's going to take a bullet, it better be like, you know, shirtless Joe, who just got off the docks, and you think he's kind of shady, but you know, it doesn't really matter because he just took an arrow for you. So, you know, shirtless Joe pulled his weight. You know.
What do I pay you for? Took an arrow to the knee.
So yeah, check out Frostgrave. Check out hopefully Necromunda. I think Ricky. Yeah. Oh yeah. So Ricky basically says that a lot of people are waiting for other game releases. I'm hoping that's there's a lot of empty space currently in the Games Workshop release calendar, even with like the speculation. Yeah. So we're hoping that other games get put out. One of the things they talked about LVO is that there's a Chaos Uprising game coming.
Oh
which
yeah,
I'm really excited about because you know more cultists is fantastic. I'm hoping.
Yes, please.
But also they showed Forge World. They have the utilities gangs coming out, which sounds weird, but there's like the Water Tribe gang, where it's guys who work more or less in the like water processing facilities, but they all have like kind of like tubes of water or canisters, things like that, which is kind of cool. So it's like the Water Guild gang, and then there's the Prometheum Guild gang, where they look really awesome. We just saw a concept art for them.
Flamethrowers, burning scars.
Yeah, like there's a guy who has basically torches like grafted onto his back. Like, so he's got like little like canisters of Prometheum being put up there and fire burning. Is really cool. So those gangs are coming. I want to say there's also a Gene Stealer cult gang coming up, which is pretty awesome. So there's a lot of cool gangs that are on their way for Necromunda. I understand only having an option of like 2 to 3 gangs isn't a lot. But Games Workshop really like knocked it out of the park with re-releasing Necromunda. So if you guys haven't checked out the rules yet, please do. Go to Games Workshop. I think they have the rules up there. Gang War 2 comes out with the Warlock release, so it's going to talk about more gangs. It's going to talk about different hive cities to play in and all that sort of stuff. So,
that's awesome.
But yeah, that's pretty much it from us. I think we're good. John, do you have anything coming up to look forward to?
I mean, there's just a bunch of different video releases. I just had our Duncan-related video that I'd spent an hour and a half on and lost all the progress. Crashed.
Fine. You'll get back to it, and it'll be even better than it was before.
Oh yeah, no, it's good. It's funny. Y'all are gonna like it.
Well, we look forward to it. But
360 tour video of the retail space at the store.
Yes, looked at all of your collectibles.
Yep.
Collectible, our favorite feature. So yeah, guys, check out the stuff John's putting out. The 360 tour is really cool. I enjoyed it. It was neat seeing everything. Like you can spin the camera around, and technology's crazy, man.
There was the one clip that I put in the middle of the store that you could see like all the gaming space, and that was the one that got corrupted. I don't know how that works. I hate computers sometimes.
Yeah, no, technology is the worst. Hey, Landon, do you want to do an interview about your game with John at some point soon?
Is that the GW stuff?
Yes, from Landon.
Do you want to take a look at it?
It was not the full GW release. It was a direct order shipment.
Okay.
So now we play the Weekend game.
Oh, John, how do you like the new Thousand Suns Codex?
It's real neat. I'm super glad to get all those new options in there. I haven't had a chance to play them. I've been getting my Tyranids ready for the team tournament on the 17th. So as soon as that is done, I will be putting some time into my Thousand Suns. So definitely keep an eye on that. I'll probably be painting some Thousand Suns for a stream or something like that.
Gonna add some of the Zangors?
Yeah, I'll be playing nothing but Zangors probably for a while.
Nice.
I get my Age of Sigmar and my 40k in.
I remember one of my first demo games for 40k was I had just gotten the starter set for the Drukari, and Mark, you actually assembled them for me, which was great. Thank you.
No problem.
And then I had them with Splinter rifles, and then you had your Rubik Marines, which have that 2-up save.
Yes. Yeah, first 1 damage.
So my guys did nothing at all versus the Rubric Marines. I was like, what? How do you kill them? That was bad. That was bad.
Oh, that's
30
good.
boys. That
Yeah.
seems to be the answer to killing anything. Is send 30 orc boys at it.
Yep.
Yes.
I wish. Actually, no. Yeah, I converted a big old orc boy to a what are they called? Oh my god, the names. Not the homunculus infantry people. Racks.
Racks, yeah.
So I converted this good old boy to that. He's a fun one. I gotta paint him up. But no, that's it for my end for now. Just working on some videos and whatnot.
Oh, cool. Well, awesome, guys. Yeah, expect to see a lot of videos and things coming up for the near future. If I'm able to, I'll try to stream the Age of Sigmar tournament tomorrow. At least get one of the tables, being streamed. So definitely look to that.
Awesome. Cool. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hope you have a great
Yeah.